Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. In this one, we're heading off over to the Perfect Draft. There was a new keg release yesterday, and it was Brewdog's Lost Lager. It's coming in at 4.5%, and I'm certain that has dropped from about 4.7, 4.8. It's a 6 litre keg, comes in at £36.90 if you just order the individual keg. On this occasion, I ordered the keg pack, where you got 2 kegs and 2 glasses, 2 funky glasses as well. I do like them, so ordered them. That will come in the keg pack for £65, so £32.50 each. Now, like I say, the kegs are normally £36.90. I think it worked out as 20% off. Now, I didn't want to order a load of kegs, and you can't get 20% off anyway when you order, so it was worth buying the keg pack pretty much for the price of the beers, and it was almost like 2 free glasses. Yes, it's turned up today. It's in the machine at the moment. We got the PD Pro, and I've got it set at 4 degrees. It's currently at 5. I think the recommended temperature is between 4 and 6. So I reckon I'm going to have to stop talking bollocks. We're going to have to get this glass ready, get the camera set up, do a video of the pour, come back, and we'll carry on with the review. So let's get doing it. If I get that. So we're at the machine now, clean glass. I haven't had a drink out of this yet. Like I say, the machine is set at 4 degrees. It's currently at 5. It says between 4 and 5. It's a Hell style lager, so it's probably going to be a bit foamy to start off with, but let's get the pour done. Now, I have reviewed this in can. I think I thought it was quite average, to be honest. It was a nice enough beer, but a little bit average. But we've definitely got that first pour kind of thing going on. So maybe I'll pause it for a bit, let it settle, or maybe I'll just carry on. I don't know. So we're back. I've tried letting it settle a bit, which it has. I tried topping it up a bit and letting it settle again. It's not improved an awful lot, but this is the first pour. I could do all the sipping it and all that lot, but we're not. We're just going to roll with it. So beer in a glass. I'll tell you what, I fucking love that glass. That glass is awesome. I love it. It's a very, very, very pale looking lager. It looks darker in the camera, but that is a very pale looking lager. Straw in colour, if not a light straw. There's very little bubbles going up. We got about 3 fingers ahead, but if you look at the head on the top, it's quite spacious. And I would say a finger's worth head at the bottom is quite compact. So I think we can just call that the first sort of pint. First couple of sort of fingers ahead on the top, we can call that the first pint kind of pour. I think that will settle, and I think the next pint it'll look a lot better. But it looks like a lager. So, as I said in my previous bit, I have reviewed it, and it didn't blow me mind, I don't think, by any means. But it was nice enough. So let's see what we get off this one. On the nose. Cheers. Oh, God. And I'm getting absolute nothing. I genuinely am. I am cooking in the kitchen and the doors are open, so maybe that's kind of masking it a bit, but at the moment I'm getting absolutely nothing. There is maybe a light citrus note in there, but I think with that big head, the cooking going on, a little bit of hoppiness. More's coming to it. The more I sort of give it a good swirl. But there's only so much swirling you can do. So let's dive in on Brewdog's Lost Lager on the Perfect Draft. 4.5%. Cheers. Definitely more punch. From what I can remember, more punch than the can. Let's go in again. It's interesting. Let's say that. Wow. Massive cracker thing going on. Go in again. I'm taking all these tastes and just taking everything in. Body is light. It's easy drinking. It's 4.5%. It's a lager. It's certainly not wishy-washy. It's not wishy-washy. There's no wateriness about the body. But it is light. But not massively scary light. It's that sessionable sort of light. The carbonation's quite nice actually. Granted, it's the first pint. I don't expect it to get any wilder, but it's quite nice in there. It's just about right. There's not too many bubbles. You feel the bubbles, but it doesn't feel like one of them that is going to fill you up with gas. A lot of bubbles in there, but not enough to sort of like massively bloat you. The mouthfeel ain't bad. It's pretty smooth in all honesty. I'm going to pause it and have a top up because I'm running out of beer. So yeah, we've had a bit of a top up, and there you can tell straight away, you know, that hasn't really affected it much. All right, I haven't put loads in it, but it hasn't got massively big. So I think once you get past that first pour, it's always going to look good. But let's get on to the tasting notes. For me, the first thing you get a hoppy, well, initially on the first mouthful, literally within seconds, I got the maltiness, I got the cracker-like sort of thing that you get from the malts. Now I've gone down sort of like 3/4 of a pint, half a pint, whatever you want to call it. The hops are there. You get that hoppy bite to it. You get the bitterness. A big citrus hit. Definitely a big sort of lemon sort of citrus with a little bit of a lime sort of bite to it. And I think that's the hops where you're getting that sort of lime bite to it. It's clean and crisp. It's a sessionable beer for definite. Yeah. Hoppy. Got that bite. Malt coming behind it. Right on the back end. Very much a sort of cracker-like sort of maltiness to it. To start off with, it was almost biscuity. It almost had that little bit of a heavier sort of feel than a cracker sort of maltiness. There was a biscuity sort of thing. But the more you drink it, it sort of turns into more sort of like a cracker maltiness. Pardon me. And there's me saying it's not going to fill you up with gas. What do I think of it? It's not bad. It really ain't bad. Yeah, it's not going to be. It's not up there with your German hell style lagers, but as lagers go on the PD, for me, all right, you've got Tennants, you've got some lighter lagers which just really don't do it for me. Don't tend to do it for me. This at 4.5%, I think this is just on the right with flavour, the body. This is just on. They've got this just right, I think, for a sessionable beer. Again, like I say, don't get me wrong, it's not the greatest beer going, but it has got flavour. It's got that sessionable kind of feel about it. It's drinkable. There's nothing really nasty in it. Don't get me wrong, that hoppy bite in there isn't the nicest hoppy bite I've had in a lager, but it's not offensive. So yeah, for me, the Brewdog Lost Lager on Perfect Draft. Now, again, remember, I'm doing it on the Pro, currently at 5 degrees. On the website, well, I've seen they recommend it at 3, but I've also seen between 4 and 6. So it's a bit of a sort of thing. But I think you get away with it. You definitely get away with it with a lager at 3. But I also think between 4 and 6, it's going to be good. What you're going to pick up is slightly different notes. But for me, Brewdog's Lost Lager on the PD Pro, if you're looking for something sessionable, it's worth a dabble. It really is. Now, there's a lot of lagers on PD Pro. They're not all sessionable. Granted, they're not all, well, depending on what you call sessionable or lighter beers. But that's one of the good ones on there, I think. So, yeah, if you're thinking of giving it a go, give it a go. If you're hardcore German and you've got no time for English lagers or British lagers, don't go for it. But if you like a lighter lager with some flavour, and it has German notes in there, don't get me wrong, give it a go. Give it a go. And if you can, get the pack. Get the pack at 65 quid, 32.50 a keg and a glass if you like, but you're buying 2 kegs, 2 glasses to get it for 65 quid. Give it a go. So that's it for this beer review. I've waffled on way too long. Like I say, give it a go if you got a PD Pro. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers. And if you think that's shit, I just reviewed this. That's why.